Hi guys, welcome back. In this one we're going to just jig around our loop that we've created to make it a bit more interesting later on by putting in a couple of drops, and we'll be using those sort of spaces to drop in sounds and effects. So first of all, we've got our loop here, so you can have a quick listen to it again. So I'm going to hold down Command and D, and I'm just going to copy that, or Control and D on a PC, and that'll make it 8 bars now. And I'm just going to copy that again and make that another 8, so we're up to 16 there. And then just as we're coming into the 16, I'm going to drop in some effects. So I'm going to go for like a vocal sweep, and I recorded just a sound. I'm just going to have to find it here. Let's see if we go to the downloaded folder. Yes. Okay, so there's just a very simple yes sample there that I recorded, and that's in the vocals folder. So I'm going to just minimize the drum grip here, and I'm going to insert a new audio track, and I'm just going to rename this to vocal, and I'm just going to grab this and drag it in. We'll just expand this out, and I'm just going to go and zoom in to find that sort of part where it just says yes, and that's all we need. Yes. That's all we need there, so we can get rid of the rest of the audio around that. Yes. Yes. And I'm going to try and send some of this to our Cathedral EQ, so yes, get a nice sound coming out of that by sending that to send A. So what I'm going to do here is we'll do a reversing trick on this to try and fill that out then. So I'll just duplicate that track, and I'll go to the Cathedral EQ, and I'm going to Alt and click on this and drag it onto this this vocal track here, and I'm going to mute the one that's there and take our send down to 0. So that's the sound we're just getting out of the Cathedral EQ now, with the wet up at 100%. And if I just move this vocal across, and I'll just go to the vocal track that we've got here, and I'm going to go to the input of this, and we're going to select this vocal, and we'll give it a different name. We'll call it vocal reverb. We're going to grab this vocal reverb, so the output of this. So if I click on here and select vocal reverb, and now that is now listening to this track, so we'll get this nice reverbed vocal coming through. So I'm going to hit the record arm on that, and I'm going to just set a position locator, hit record, and hit play. Okay, so we'll let that fizzle out for a bit, and then we can just get rid of this vocal reverb track. Let's delete that. And the input from this is fine as it is now. You can just ignore that, because that should just play now. Need to turn it on first. Okay, so we've got this nice vocal reverb now, which if we listen to, we'll maybe make a new track for that. Just drag it down so that there's no reverb on it. We'll just solo it and have a listen. Okay, so what we're going to do is just double click on this, and we're going to go down to the reverse button, and that'll reverse that round. So we get that nice sort of pulling effect. So we can drop that in, and we'll just Leave that there, and then we'll take our yes sample and we'll place it over here. And we'll try and figure out a nice kind of drop section here for this to come in. So I'm just going to put a nice high pass on this as well. So put a filter on, high pass it.
Yes.
Okay, so let's have a listen to this. Let's get rid of this bottom bar so we can see a bit more. Okay, so we need to get rid of that bass that sort of swamps that out, so we can delete that last bar.
Yes.
That sounds pretty good there, so I'm just going to bring the volume up slightly.
Yes.
And then we can kick back into the drums here at the far side. So I'm just going to go back and I'm going to capture the first 8 bars with our loop locators. Command and C or Control and C in a PC. We'll paste that in at bar 17. So
yes.
And then that kicks back in at bar 17. So that'll work as a good fill. So I'm just going to group these 2 tracks, and just by right clicking and grouping, and I'm going to call this our FX, because we're going to be adding in a few more FX parts in the next video.